So now we have done the question till here. Bad debts account, debit to debtors account. This one adjustment we have done. Bad debts rupees 600. Now coming to the next adjustment in the same point. It is saying provision for bad and doubtful debts to be 5% on debtors. So now 5% of which debtors? Okay, we will do the calculation part later. First, I will make the journal entry for that also. So the journal entry will be profit and loss account debit to provision for bad debts. Provision to provision for bad and doubtful debts. This will be the journal entry. Now this entry is going to profit and loss account. So first part of this adjustment will be written here. To provision for bad and doubtful debts. Whatever the name is given in the question, use the same name. However, this account can have different names. And this provision, now second part of this adjustment is that you have created this provision. So this provision will be reduced from debtors again minus provision, because here always space will be little bit less. So you can write simply provision. So now I will calculate the amount of provision. First, I have shown you that how to make this adjustment. Now, 5% should be the amount of provision. 5% of what? 5,600 or 5% of 600 or 5% of 20,000. Three amounts I am having here. So obviously now my debtors, after writing off this amount of bad debts from earlier debtors, now my debtors are only 20,000, from which I have to recover the amount. So out of that, 5% can be the bad debts in future. So 5% of 20,000 will be 1,000. That I will again deduct here. And 20,000 minus 1,000, the final amount of debtors will be now 19,000. Same amount of provision for bad debts I will be writing in profit and loss as 1,000. So you should be clear that I have to adjust only 1,000, not 19,000. This way we have completed this third adjustment. Now coming to the next adjustment, it is saying rent is paid for 11 months. So rent is paid for 11 months means that rent is not paid for 1 month, because in a year you are having total 12 months. So if now the point is that if I have not paid 1 month rent, then this becomes an adjustment for outstanding rent. So first I will make the journal entry. Journal entry will be rent account debit to outstanding rent account. So now there are two parts of this adjustment. One is rent account. Rent is a nominal account and it is my expense. Rent is a nominal account and it is my expense. So because it is my expense, it should have a debit balance. And again, I am debiting that expense. So that means my expense will increase. That way my expense will increase. So here I have written rent. I will increase my expense now. plus outstanding rent. I will be calculating the amount. Now, second part of the adjustment is that it is credited to outstanding rent account. So outstanding rent means it is a personal account and it is your liability. That's why it will go to the balance sheet liability side, outstanding. This way, if you will be reciting the rules, each and everything, your concept will be clear. Now coming to the amount part. So now it is saying that you have paid the rent for 11 months. So what amount of rent has been paid? I should know that I have paid only 22,000. Trial balance is telling that you have paid 22,000. So if I will divide this 22,000 by 11, as it is 11 months rent, I will get 1 month rent. It will be 2,000. So my 1 month rent is 2,000. So now I can write here the amounts because I know my 1 month rent is outstanding. So I have to add only 2,000 in this. So now you can see the total 12 months rent will become 24,000. 24,000, which is the correct amount of expense. Then your outstanding rent is not 24,000. Your outstanding rent is only 2,000. So be logically clear about the things. You have to adjust only 2,000. You are not supposed to adjust 22,000. You are not supposed to adjust 24,000. You are supposed to adjust only 1 month rent, which is 2,000. Now this adjustment is also completed. Loan from bank. Now see this point. This is a very important adjustment. I was telling you that I have to explain you implied adjustment. Sometimes what happen, question is giving you date here that you have taken loan from bank on 1st July 2016. Question has told you clearly this date. Sometimes this date is also not given in the question. So if date is not given, we will assume that this loan has been taken on the very first day of the accounting year. So we will calculate the interest for the whole year. This 8% is saying that this is an adjustment and do it on your own. This 8% has this significance. This is the rate of interest which you have to pay on the loan. Now the loan amount is 25,000. So first I will calculate the interest. I will show you here the working note. This is a part of your working note. Rent is a part of also a working note. Bad debts provision is also a part of your working note. So I will write here heading bank loan, interest on bank loan, interest on bank loan. This time question has given you date, and sometimes what happen, question specifically write the date here also sometimes. Like here it can be mentioned 1/7/2016. So if this type date is written here instead of writing it in adjustment, then also it is saying that the loan has been taken on 1st July 2016. So see, whenever you are supposed to calculate interest, the formula is same. Amount of loan 25,000 multiplied by rate upon 100, 8 upon 100 multiplied by time. Now you have borrowed the loan on 1st July 2016 and you are preparing balance sheet on 31st December 2016. So from July to 31st December, the time period will be how much? July, August, September, October, November and December. 6 months time will be there. So you have to calculate the interest for 6 months here. I hope it is clear. So 25,000 into 8 upon 100 into 6 upon 12. So it will become 6 upon 12 will become 1 upon 2. That 2 will cut this 8 by and it will become 4. So the remaining fraction will be now 25,000 into 4 by 100. And if you will divide this 100 by 4, then it will become 25. So it will remain now 25,000 divided by 25. So that way your interest will be 1,000. Means you have to adjust 1,000 rupees interest. So now how I will be adjusting, what will be the adjusting entry for this? So because I have to pay this interest is my expense, interest on bank loan account debit. Bank loan account debit, because it is my expense, it is a nominal account, to bank loan account. Because I have not paid it, that's why this amount will be added to the loan itself. So now first part of this adjustment is interest on bank loan. That will be transferred to profit and loss account here, to interest on bank loan, and the amount is again 1,000. And this amount of 1,000 interest will be added here in this bank loan. Because bank loan account is a personal account, it is written in the balance sheet liability side, and it is having a credit balance. You can see in the trial balance 25,000 is the credit balance, and we have credited 1,000 more in the same account. That's why this loan will get increase. Interest, and here I will add again 1,000, and this amount will become 26,000 now. So this is called implied adjustment. Sometimes you will not get mentioned it here. If it is written here, something is written with percentage, it can be investments, it can be loan, then it is automatically an adjustment. You have to be careful about such things, which is written in the trial balance with brackets or with percentage, what information is given. And if date is not given, then assume that it is taken on the very first day and calculate the interest for the full year. Sometimes you may also get interest in the trial balance. Suppose your total interest was 1,000, but out of this 1,000, suppose you are getting in the trial balance rupees 400 as interest in the debit side. So that means out of 1,000, 400 is already paid. That you will find in your profit and loss account also. And rest of the 600 is now to be adjusted. So first calculate the total interest in the manner I have calculated. Then check in the trial balance or in profit and loss account whether some interest has been already paid or not on this loan. So if you will practice such questions, you will get more familiarity with such type of adjustments. Now the next adjustment is provide depreciation on machinery 10% per annum. So depreciation on machinery is 5,000. It will be 5,000. So I will write it here. To depreciation on machinery. Bracket also you can mention it. 5,000, and it will reduce your value of asset. That's why from machinery I will be reducing it. Depreciation. 5,000. Now when I will reduce it, it will become now 45,000. Now you can see I have completed all the adjustment except the last one. And yesterday I also told you that manager commission adjustment will be always done in the last when you complete all the parts of the question. However, this adjustment is also given in the last. Even I mentioned it at this first point, even then I will be completing this adjustment in the last. This I should know. Now first I will calculate my profit. So here, because adjustment has to be done right now, so I will write here to balance CD. Then I will put the total here and here also. So first I will calculate my gross profit. Now my gross profit, first I will take this total, and this total will be 155, 159, 210, 219,000, 219,000. Here I will be writing this total 219,000. And your gross profit, just a minute. I have to. Here I will be writing 2 gross profit, and now I will be calculating gross profit. So this gross profit will be 0, then 0, 0, 2, 4, 6. So here I will mention 400. 410. So 1 is carry on, 1 plus 2, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 6, 11, 6, 17, and 2, 19, 5, 8, 13, 8, 21, and that's where your gross profit will be 82,400. I will put this gross profit here by gross profit 82,400. Then I will again total it here in this row 82,400, because no income is there. Then again this total will come 82,400. It will be double underlined. And button border from. Now out of this 82,400, I will subtract these amounts, so that I will get a net profit of 32,200. This is a profit before charging manager commission. As I told you yesterday that whatever the case may be, you will always calculate that manager commission on this profit. Profit before charging manager commission, profit before deducting the manager commission. I will write this balance here again by balance brought down 32,200. Now I have to give the manager commission. So first I will make this adjustment. First I will put here manager commission as my expense to manager's commission. In every adjustment there are two parts. One is amounts part and one is how to do that adjustment. So first try to do that adjustment and then go to the amount section. And because I have not given this manager commission till now, that's why it is will be returned as outstanding manager's commission. Now I will go to the amount section. I will again prepare a working note for that. It is saying manager commission. Now see the language of the commission. Providing manager commission at 10% on net profit. So 10% on net profit, of which profit charging such commission. It is saying that when you have deducted this commission from the profit, that profit you have to take for calculation of manager commission. So, but I cannot calculate that commission. So that's why I will use the formula 32,200 multiplied by 10 upon 110. Rate upon 100 plus rate. Rate upon 100 plus rate. Rate upon 100 plus rate. So if I will solve it, it will be 32,200 multiplied by, divided by 11. It will remain this like. Then if I will divide it by 11, it should be 11 to the 22. Then remainder will be 10, 102. So 11 9s are 99. Remainder will be 3. Then it will become 30. So again 11 to the 22. Remainder will be 8 and it will become 80. 11 comes to 77. Then remainder will be 3. Then point I will use. So 11 to the 22. It will come this like. So because this 0.2 is not greater than 0.5, that's why I will make it I will remove it and it will remain like this only. If it would have been 0.5 or more than 0.5, then I would have done it 2928. This is the rule for rounding it off. So I hope this point is also clear. So my manager commission is now 2927 rupees 2,927. So now I will write the amount here 2,927 and then I will calculate my net profit. To net profit here, and I will write the outstanding manager commission also 2,927. Now I will calculate my net profit. I will put this total here 32,200. Again I will write it on the opposite side 32,200. Now it is 7 3 10 3 7 10, then 10 plus 2 12, then 3 plus 9 12, and 1 is carry on, so it will be 29,273. This is your net profit. After charging manager commission, your net profit is 29,273. Now if you will calculate 10% of it, it will come to 927.3. Now you can check that 10% of it is coming manager commission. So that question was saying that I have done in this manner. Now this profit will be added in the capital here. Net profit. Your net profit is 29,273. And when I will be adding it, now the capital will become 62 plus 9, 71 plus 20, 91,273. So now my all informations are complete. I can add the totals of the balance sheet. This way you can check the totals are coming correct. It is 3, 7, 10, 8, 2, 10, 3, 9, 12, or 16, 9, 25. 2 is carry on, 2, 1, 3, 6, 9, 8, 17, 2, 19, 21, 23. Then 2 plus 9, 11, plus 2, 13, plus 1, 14. So 1, 4. Now you can see that your balance sheet total is coming equal. This is wrong date here because I've copied the format from somewhere. As at December 31st, 2016, and here also the date will be for the year ending December 31st, 2016. So this way the question is completed. I have given you demonstration of how to do the adjustments again. Please practice these questions. Only practice will make you proficient with such questions. Otherwise, you will not be able to attempt the questions properly, or you will not be able to complete the questions in the proper time.